This three-bean casserole is dumb.
Scooby-Doo bop, 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 bop. I'm so sorry, babe. I hadn't tasted him yet.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Looking forward to, you know. Like,
don't talk about the ingredients. I know. Yeah.
After, it's just a surprise for your mouth.
yeah.
Welcome back to Thick and Critical. This is Wes. And we know that this Tuesday, we're going to have the dramatic reveal, the first kiss between Jon Kent and Jay Nakamura in Superman Son of Kal-El #5. Obviously, I think none of us, let's be honest, we can't wait for this. We need some more context. So I have the pages leading up to the dramatic first kiss, and I'm going to give you a dramatic reading of these pages so you can set the tone in the moment and we can all enjoy it together. I will say this beforehand. I have read this. I wanted to be prepared for this dramatic telling of this story. It appears that Tom Taylor, I don't know, is it maybe he's just never had a boy-on-boy kiss. Maybe he's never had like a really passionate kiss, but he's not the most proficient writer when it comes to bringing the spark to the page between two characters that are about to engage in some type of physical intimacy. In this case, French kissing, or likely French kissing. Now, I'm not saying he should have went like full, what is it, Brokeback Mountain? You remember that scene? Did you ever watch that movie? I had to watch that movie. Remember the scene when they wake up and the one dude was like, what happened? And the other guy like gave him the look. He's like, you know what you did. Like, I don't know if he should have went that far, but there was a lot of passion in that scene. Am I the only one that had to watch Brokeback Mountain? I remember this. We'll make this part of the video, I guess. I remember I was in the theater. I was watching, what is it? Walk the Line, the Johnny Cash story. We all decided, my whole family went to go watch that movie for Thanksgiving. Everyone had come in from out of town. I'm sitting there with my cousin Nick. He's next to me. It just so happens I am an enormous Western movie fan. It's like one of my favorite genres. I love John Wayne. And I'm sitting there, and the trailer comes on, and I elbow him. I was like, I'm a big fan of Heath Ledger. This thing looks good. Then like halfway through the trailer, I lean over to Nick. I was like, is this a gay Western? He's like, I think it is, man. I was like, all right. I thought I was confused. And, I don't know. That's like kind of one of the problems that you're going to end up having with Superman Son of Kal-El #5. If you have not seen the movie Brokeback Mountain, it's perfectly fine. It's not a bad movie. I don't know that everybody was just champing at the bit for the gay Western epic sweeping movie that they got delivered from Ang Lee and company on that one. But because it was a gay Western, everyone talked about like, this is the greatest Western of all times. And it's like, okay, so we've decided that history starts today because something new happened in the genre, that everything previous to this absolutely sucked in comparison, or that we're just supposed to think about this as this is the first like gay Western. So therefore it is the best Western of all times, which of course ends up creating, I don't know, hatred for the movie, even though it's really, like I said, if you watch it, it ain't that bad. It's a perfectly well executed movie, finely acted. Is it the greatest Western of all times? No, it's not even in the top like 50, but it's not the worst Western either. But because everyone decided, because it had a message that they liked, and they wanted to push forward in a genre that is normally not available there, that it must be the greatest of all times. I imagine that's what we're going to get with Superman Son of Kal-El #5 from Tom Taylor. That because this is the first Superman, or the first time a Superman kisses another male character, that it will be the most important Superman comic of all time, ignoring 80 years of history, just with DC publishing of the character Superman, and ignoring the short history with Jon Kent. Now, this will certainly be the most, as far as comic books that Jon Kent are in, this will be have the most notoriety. This will be the most well-known immediately upon publication. There's no denying that. But they'll remove the name Jon Kent and just say Superman and say this is the most important Superman comic, which will, of course, breed resentment towards the story because people will read it, whether it's good or not. And I'm telling you right now, this 3 pages of seed from Tom Taylor is not good. It's kind of laughable. We'll get to my dramatic reading of this here in a minute. But people will remove the quality of the story and only the messaging or what they're championing that it's putting forward. And they'll say it's, it's more important than Action Comics #1 or something like that, or more important than The Death of Superman, the comic book that sold like 6 million issues, stuff like that. Or maybe like the more important than the first, appearance of Lex Luthor or some of this crazy stuff. Or, when Superman and Lois got married. Like there's been a lot of very important issues within Superman. And they will remove all context away from this. And that's why, like Brokeback Mountain, even if it's a fine comic book, and these 3 pages aren't, people end up, not receiving it well because of the way people will try to frame this and really just force it down your neck and say, if you don't admit that Superman Son of Kal-El #5 is the most important Superman comic of all times, you are a bigot. You know what I mean? All that crap. Because everything has to be like the most important event in the history of the world until 5 minutes from now when something else happens that whoever wants to champion. All right, I've talked. We're at 7 minutes. Let's get into this. I've got a dramatic reading. I think you guys are going to enjoy this. Now, some of you may be like, "Why, Wes? Why are you spoiling this? It's going to come out on Tuesday. Why wouldn't I spoil this? DC Comics already spoiled it themselves. So hey, if you want to tell us what's going on, I got the goods a few days early. Let's talk about it and have a little fun with this. Let's just put it this way. Jay Nakamura does not have all the right moves. And neither does Tom Taylor. Has he kissed a girl or a boy in his life? I think he's supposed to be married. Isn't he married? I don't know. So here we have the 2 young men. It appears to be in some type of apartment or loft. We have Jon Kent waking up from slumber with some noise-canceling headphones on. And Jay Nakamura perhaps has been watching him. He says, "Hey." Jon Kent says, "What's?" And Jay says, "Noise-canceling headphones. I figured it would be easier for you to stay asleep if I drowned the world out." So apparently, Jay Nakamura is a very caring young man. And he was so worried about Jon Kent that he put noise-canceling headphones on so he could get a full sleep. That's kind of sexy. Jon Kent says, "Thanks, thank you." And Jay looks over with a little, he knows what he's doing. He's laying the moves. He got a little grin on his face. He says, "No problem. You got everyone else. I've got you." A little bit presumptuous. Perhaps there's some more story to tell before we get to these pages. And then he says, "How are you feeling?" And John's like, "Man, better. How long was I out?" And Jay says, 9 hours. "Seriously?" "Yeah, I think you needed it." Page turn. And Jon says, "It's quieter. It was so loud. I couldn't ignore everyone who needed me." And Jay looks at him with those sultry eyes and he says, "Hey, I don't need you." And Jon says, "Thanks." And then Jay says, "I mean, with my powers, I can't actually be hurt." Bow chicka bow bow. "You feel like you have to protect the world or the whole world, but you don't have to protect me. I'm the one person in the world you don't have to worry about." And apparently that is enough to make the cape drop. You know what I'm saying? The next page, we get this very sultry kiss, and we could see Jon Kent is holding what appears to be a Batman mug as he and Jay Nakamura are making out. I don't know. This feels a little bit awkward. Shouldn't they have their hands around each other or something? I guess I've had awkward kisses before, but I always, maybe I was just handsy. But apparently, Jon Kent and Jay Nakamura are perfect gentlemen as they try not to take advantage of each other. I will say this. I am a bit upset, and I do think it is borderline offensive that no consent was granted by either character. Neither character asked for consent, and neither character granted consent. Technically, they're both sexually assaulting each other right here, under the letter of the law. I'm just putting that one out there, and I think it's insensitive that DC Comics would put something like this out there on their comic books. What do you guys think? Did I set the table well? Was my dramatic reading of the moments leading up to the first male-on-male kiss in Superman history? Was it good for you? Because it was good for me. So that's the story. As I said, Tom Taylor apparently has never kissed a boy, probably never kissed a girl, but which is strange because I think he is married. But even if he has, apparently he doesn't know how to put on the moves. They both look quite awkward while it was happening. So I guess these things happen, although we have certainly seen in the past Jon Kent has kissed a girl and he was less awkward. When it was Saturn Girl. It looked like they were a little handsy in that one. So what do you guys think? Is Superman Son of Kal-El #5 destined to be rejected? Not just because of the quality of the book or the content of the book, because it's going to be pushed so hard down your throat that you have to acknowledge that this is the most important Superman comic of all times. I think that's what's going to turn people off to this book even more than anything. It's because history started the moment this Superman history started the moment this comic book drops, on Tuesday, because this is the most important moment kind of thing. And I don't know, it'll last for 2 days. And then all these people that don't read comic books, but have this majorly important or huge opinion on this thing will vacate and go talk about something else they don't actually care about, but they need to support because it supports their agenda. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think of Superman Son of Kal-El #5 and the spoilers right here on the channel. I had a lot of fun with it. And I don't know, there you go. Did you enjoy Brokeback Mountain? I mean, I didn't love it or anything, but it's not a bad movie. It's all right. I like Heath Ledger. Jakey's a good actor too. If they hadn't hyped it up as the greatest Western of all time, because it was the only gay Western at the time, I think people would have enjoyed it a lot more. Plus, you get to see Anne Hathaway, right? Remember that part? I remember that part. We all remember that part. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. I would appreciate it very much. It helps us attract more views for the channel. Subscribe for future commentary, comic book news, and reviews. And don't forget to ring the bell for notifications. If you want to talk comics, movies, and much, much more, you can follow me on Twitter at Wes_from_TC. With that, Salamat Po, and I'm out.